we are going to discuss about creative writing. And let us define what is creative writing. Okay, creative writing is also known as the art of making things up. Creative writing is a vital art of modern society, traditionally referred as the literature. Creative writing is an art of source, the art of making things up, and its writing is done in a way that is not academic or technical but still attracts an audience, and it can for most part of considered by any writing that is original and self-expressive. So that is creative writing, art of making things up. Kung magaling kang gumawa ng kwento, nasa creative writing ka. Okay? And if it attracts your audience at kuwang-kuha mo ang loob ng mga manonood at mambabasa mo, ikaw ay gumagawa at nag-create ng creative writing. Sabi nung nakaraang mga students si teacher kanina, sabi nila mga marites daw. Ganyan. Magaling silang mag-art of making. Alam niyo naman yung term na ganon, di ba? Okay. So, sinasabi nila, not the name ha. So, alam niyo naman ang Pilipino, magaling mag-memes yan. Okay. So, we call that as art of making things up. And that is creative writing. What are the types of creative writing? The types of creative writing are these: poetry, plays, movie, television scripts, fictions. Under the fictions, you have the novels, novellas, and short stories. Songs, speeches, and personal essays. Well, boys and girls, I know some of you maybe have watched yung Squid Game, right?
Yes po.
Yes,
Yes po.
and yes, and this is a kind of yung writer niyan is very creative, a wide what do you call this, wide ang kanyang imagination, no, because he created something that everybody would be hooked on, no. Ayan ngayon ang pinaka-hit ngayon na Netflix series, tama ba si Ma'am? Series ba yon?
Opo.
Yes, okay. So with this one, poetry, meron tayo ngayong modern version yan, the spoken poetry, the rap battles, those are the new version of this one. No, ayan yung mga new versions niyan. And then the songs, okay. So you have a lot of revivals that are being heard again. Yung mga moms and dads ninyo, they're familiar with the songs because there are songs that are yung panahon nila is being revived, and of course new songs is being created din. No, syempre pinasasikat din ng mga katulad ng mga TikTokers natin dyan at mga vloggers natin, and also the singers. Okay. Speeches that we heard, we will hear this again because malapit na naman ang campaign. So marami tayong makikitang ganyan. Hindi nga lang personally but digitally na yan. Makikita na natin yan. Siyempre bawal naman ang mag-ikot-ikot ngayon because of the pandemic. Now we have the techniques to use you in creative writing, and this is character. One is character development. Of course, how would the mass kasi sabi nga ang creative writing is for the mass, no? So before to get the attention of your readers or the one who will watch this is to develop your character, the characters of that story. This is a process and execution of creating a fully rounded, complex, and lifelike characters within your fictional writing with the purpose of making readers invested in them in their life and journey. Of course, in the first part of this, syempre pakikilala mo na who are the characters of that story. And minsan, yung mga nag-create na characters is pangmasa, no? The audience na makaka-relate sa kanya. Kung a businessman, or a businesswoman, or someone who sells in the market, or low-profile persons, no? Kasi kailangan makaka-adapt yung mass mo, no? Para maging click ang iyong gagawing story. Of course, when we are watching stories, ito lagi yung nangyayari sa atin. This is how the story goes. Of course, it begins, and then siyempre yung conclusion nun, kung ano nangyayari sa story. Okay? Sunod-sunod siya until makapunta tayo sa climax na pinakagusto ng lahat. What would the story goes? And then after that, merong twist na mangyayari to the characters na mapapagulo doon sa story. And then afterwards, gradually, before the end of the story, all the things that you have, all of the things that happen in the story will unfold. No, mapapaliwanag kung bakit ganun yung naging story niya. Kung minsan may mga pinanonood tayong nakakalito. Okay? At yung iba naman ang ginagawa dahil masyado siyang mahaba. Pina-fast forward na lang from beginning to the ending na lang. But of course, yung nasa gitna, importante yun kasi doon mo maiintindihan ang tinatakbo ng story na iyong binabasa or pinapanood. Also, okay, here are also the techniques. The vivid setting, the underlying theme, the point of view, dialogues, anecdotes, the metaphors and emotional appeal, similes, imaginative language, and heavy descriptions are also included in how are you going to make a creative writing. How are we going to compare creative writing and technical writing? Okay, technical writing are factual, informative, instructional, or persuasive, clear, precise, straightforward, objective, specialized vocabulary, while creative writing is fictional, imaginative, entertaining, provocative, captivating, artistic, figurative, symbolic, or even vague, subjective, and generalized vocabulary. Provocative, ito yung mga protagonist ng story. Yan ang nagbibigay ng kulay sa story. Okay? Of course, in technical writing, we could see this mostly in the newspapers or in the news or in documentaries. No, it's very informative. So lahat ng mga factors na to with technical writing, makikita natin yan doon sa mga kinds of stories like that. While in creative writing, mostly, we can see this in fictional movies, sci-fi movies. Okay? Hindi naman din doon, pati din sa mga binabasa din natin. We can see this also. Okay, so creative writing is written in a certain, to entertain and educate. We enjoy reading novels and stories, but because they are necessary to read or helpful to us, it's just that we get a certain pleasure from reading them. The pleasure which can be found from the reading technical writing. Of course, nowadays, more and more of us are more on the Wattpad na, no? Especially you, the millennials, who are more hooked on that than reading the newspaper or magazines, no? Lalo na minsan tayo picture reader lang tayo eh. Pag tinitignan natin minsan yung picture or the caption lang. But technically not the whole one. Okay, but in creative writing, the most part is self-created, although the idea might be inspired by technical writing, but the facts are too obliged, and the note is delivered from leading of what previously other greats have concluded. Mostly, the creative writing is for the general audience and for masses, but technical writing is for a specific audience. Of course, ang mga students po ay um, ang mga meron pong kinikater no ang technical writing. Okay, may kinikater lang siya. Specific lang na kinikater. For example, kung yung a certain book of storybooks, yan, for a certain age, lagi ka makakakita doon na for ages 1 to 3, 4 to 6, lagi siyang nag-designate ng ganun, no? Lagi siyang naka-group as is. Or, meron naman din nilalagay na designation for adult persons. Okay, sorry kung nagpuputol-putol si ma'am, maybe the internet connections. Okay. Okay, so, most commonly, the creative writing is for the audience or masses, but the technical writing is for a specific audience. Okay, so panonoorin mo sila ng ang children ng documentaries. Are they going to appreciate that? Of course, no. Kasi hindi naman yun suitable for their age and they will not appreciate that. Tama po ba, boys and girls? Okay. Now, creative writing entertains people and its poetry or some illustrations of another idea, whereas the technical writing causes boredom at it follows a strong pattern based on facts and just to transfer information to the audience. Okay, like the news. Okay, it is what designated only caters on a certain audience. Okay, but may mga series, teleseries that caters another group of people, or sabihin natin an NBA game, a basketball game. That's another group of people who yung nag-enjoy lang po nung a certain program na yon. Okay. Also in technical writing, it has a specialized vocabulary such as scientific terms and other are used, while in creative writing, one can go with slang, okay, even something which can be perceived well by the audience. Dahil nga, ang creative writing is for the mass, kailangan yung madali lang maintindihan ng mga audience. While in technical writing, okay, there are specialized vocabulary that they're going to use. Okay, kung minsan may mga words diyan na kailangan mo pang gamitan ng dictionary for you to be able to understand those words, especially when you're reading a broadsheets. Merong mga vocabularies doon, may mga words doon, na medyo malalim ang ibig sabihin, and you need to go to the dictionary. Okay, that's the meaning of that word. But in creative writing, you can go with slang, or you could go with the everyday, how the people usually speak. Humor, satire might be the useful essence of creative writing, but such thought or ideas have no link with the technical writing. Of course, seryoso po ang technical writing, kagaya kanina ng pinakita sa inyo ni ma'am na difference between technical and creative writing, that is factual. So, hindi kailangan magbibigay ka ng humor doon. Kailangan seryoso yung mga ibibigay mo na mga words doon. But, in creative writing, kahit it is lang, so you can do some humor there to catch up na your audience. How are we going to compare imaginative writing versus academic writing? Creative writing, boys and girls, is different to academic writing. Writing for websites is different to writing for newspaper columns. Okay, and journal entries are different from writing press releases on behalf of a brand. Writing purposes do vary. It is important that when undertaking any writing, you have firm grasp on this concept. Okay, isang example po nito, ito, is that kung meron po new product, meron po yung mga binibigay na mga taglines. No, katulad po ng sa RightMed. Diba? Kung may RightMed ba nito, kung mahihiyang magtanong kung may RightMed ba nito. Okay, so napakadaling tandaan ng mass. Yung ganun. What else? Usually makikita natin sa mga commercials yung catchy. Okay, yung mga catchy na mga words for the audience to be able to get it into see if para matandaan yung kanilang product at syempre para mabenta sila. Okay, so any commercials, especially parating na po ang elections, ayan, marami tayong maririnig na iba't ibang mga taglines or yung mga advertisements of the politicians. The principal difference, okay. Style is the chief difference between academic and creative writing. Creative writing not to adhere any specific style parameters, while academic writing is different. In academic writing needs to be structured and executed, adhering in a series of guidelines. There are guidelines in academic institutions that includes these guidelines as a part of their curriculum. One kind of writing is academic writing. This is rigid, procedural, propose purely and convey knowledge, data, and information that is already organized and follows formula and necessary. It can be dull. Anyone can master it, and anyone should master it. Okay. So, balik dito si ma'am. This word, boys and girls, academic, creative writing. Okay. Known as the art of making things up, creative writing, art of making things up, writing done in a way that is not academic or technical, but it attracts the audience.